So I haven't made a video in a couple of weeks. I have a schizophrenic scripted rant that I have planned, but I haven't had the time to record it. So I thought that since I haven't made a cozy car video in a while, and Texas just banned abortion, and I look extra cancer skinny today, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to make a video and give my opinion on this awesome white pilling news. So if you're somehow out of the loop, Texas basically completely banned abortion with the heartbeat bill, which effectively makes all abortion illegal, because most people don't know that they're pregnant until the baby has a heartbeat. And now, while this might be a psyop, because anytime anything happens in America, I automatically assume it's a psyop, because nothing actually good has happened in America since like John Lennon was assassinated. But even if this is a psyop, it's still a white pill. It's still good news, because at least for the moment, less babies are getting murdered. And also the implications that will proceed from this is that we could possibly use it to repeal Roe v. Wade, which was the landmark court decision that originally made abortion legal in America to begin with, which was also based on a complete lie. It was just a total woman moment gone too far. Roe, the lady that was in the court case and the whole thing was based on, was a complete liar. She said she was like gang raped or something like that. Then she ended up admitting that she totally made the entire thing up. And basically it makes you see why Sharia law requires men to corroborate any crimes that women report. But abortion, in my opinion, is the most evil thing that's allowed within American society, bar none. 62 million babies have been aborted since Roe v. Wade. Only in America. And anybody who supports abortion is either completely evil or they're just completely ignorant. I posted this post from Live Action, I think it's called, which is this pro-life organization, and they posted a bunch of comments they received when they were talking about how great this Texas bill was. And all these evil people were commenting how awesome abortion is, how fetuses are disgusting, and if it was inside of them and they couldn't get an abortion, they would fish it out with a coat hanger. Just vile, disgusting, evil stuff. Those people are Satanists, and they will burn in the eternal lake of fire. But then you have other people who are just ignorant and think that they're being virtuous or whatever the case may be, and they like to make the silly arguments of, well, what if the woman was raped? What if the baby is a product of incest? Those extreme cases are less than 3% of all abortions, and even if that is the case, that doesn't justify murder, because what the abortion argument comes down to is, do you consider abortion murder or not? And if you don't, then you're wrong, because we're shown that human life begins at conception. That is Catholic teaching, and even the majority of hellbound Protestants believe that as well. So if you don't believe that life begins at conception, and you believe that it begins when they have a heartbeat or when they have fingernails, or some of these horrible people who think that abortion should be legal up until the woman is literally giving birth, no matter what, if you don't believe that life begins at conception, then your idea of when life begins is completely subjective and arbitrary based on your own perception, and therefore null and void. Because if your morality is not based on Christian morality, then your morality is non-existent. And ultimately it comes down to people not wanting to accept personal responsibility for their actions. They want to be able to have meaningless sex, which is also a sin, and never have to deal with any of the natural consequences that come along with that. And leftists are like, well, if a woman is forced to have a baby, then the man should be forced to take care of the baby as well. Yes, it's called marriage. And a lot of people in my comments that are supposedly right-wing are saying, oh, these thoughts can't even use condoms or take the birth control pill. No, that's also wrong. I'm not saying that contraception and birth control are as evil as abortion, but it's still evil. Fulton Sheen said it. He said people that believe in birth control don't believe in birth or control. They don't believe in the natural birthing process that comes with sexual intercourse, and they don't believe in having control over their impulses where they can't keep their legs shut and not have sex with everybody they meet. It's great that abortion is illegal now in Texas. I'm not saying it's not a win, but we need to have the leftist mind state, but going in the opposite direction, where every time leftists get a win towards their goals of spending eternity in Satan, we should be progressing the other way to be closer with God. So it's great that abortion is illegal in Texas. We should try making abortion illegal nationwide. Furthermore, we should make contraception illegal. We should make birth control illegal. If you're caught having premarital sex, you should be thrown in jail. Everybody knows my story for the most part that watches my videos, that I was a complete drug addict, sexual deviant for most of my teenage life going into my early 20s. I think that if, like, when I started having promiscuous sex with random whores, if I got caught and I was thrown into a forced labor camp for 5 years, that might deter me from doing that again. And I've said this before, people think that the freedom to kill your babies and the freedom to have sex with whoever you want is actual liberty and freedom, but it's not. It's all a form of political control. They want to enslave you to your impulses, to your desires, to your indulgences of carnal sin. And the procedure itself of abortion is just absolutely disgusting and barbaric. I highly recommend you watch the movie, what is it called? Unplanned. And I think her name is Abby Johnson or something. It's like, it's a movie about her story. It's a real person. She was like this big wig within Planned Parenthood, and she helped with over like 30,000 abortions, and she just justified it that it's not a baby, it's just a clump of cells, which is a communist propaganda tactic that I think they used in Soviet Russia. I think the Bolsheviks used it to try and get doctors to perform abortions. But anyway, this girl, Abby Johnson, I think her name is, helped with like 30,000 abortions and didn't think that it was murder or anything like that until she had to be present during an abortion procedure, and she saw the baby move on the TV. Like they had the, whatever that device is called, ultrasound, where you see what's inside the woman's stomach, and I think it's called a guided abortion or something, where they use that and then they literally suck the baby out with a vacuum. It's absolutely disgusting. And she was present during that process, and she saw the baby move away from the tools when the doctor stuck it in, and it basically changed her whole entire mindset, and now she's like this big pro-life activist. I'm pretty sure she's Catholic too. Hopefully she's not Protestant. I'm pretty sure she's Catholic. But watch that movie. It's really that I was already against abortion, but once I watched that movie, it made me like really despise these people. And also, there's some conspiracy theorists who believe that Planned Parenthood is profiting off of abortion, and not only from the procedures themselves, but also selling baby parts and organs and stem cells like on the black market illegally. I'm pretty sure there's some private investigations that actually proved that beyond a shadow of a doubt, but of course I don't want to spread any conspiracy theories. And not that Joe Biden is like not a puppet or anything like that, but the fact that his administration is so openly pro-choice and he claims to be a devout Catholic is complete nonsense. And I see people like commenting this, I blocked them of course, but I see people commenting, oh yeah, Catholics are so base, look at Joe Biden, he's pro-choice and blah blah blah. And it's like, he's Catholic by name only. He's a kino. Besides the fact that a lot of Catholics are just lukewarm Catholic that don't even know what their faith teaches, he is just a complete heretic. You cannot be Catholic and pro-abortion. It goes directly against Catholic teaching. Somebody was telling me that if you are espousing and promoting anti-Catholic viewpoints while claiming to be Catholic, you automatically excommunicate yourself. Now, obviously, the church is in crisis, so I don't see that happening with Joe Biden, but people want to like point to Joe Biden like he's a Catholic. He is not a Catholic in any meaningful sense whatsoever. Another argument I got recently was that, well, what about free will? Like, yeah, abortion is wrong and a sin and stuff like that, but didn't God give us free will? And it's like, yes, we have free will. We can choose to be evil and indulge in our wicked desires and sin and stuff like that. And yes, we have the freedom to do that, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be punished on the material world for our misdeeds. It's just a nonsense argument that circles back to, well, do you think that murderers should just be free to kill whoever they want without any type of punishment? Because abortion is murder for the millionth time. And people clearly don't view it as that, even if they claim they do. Hearing somebody got an abortion should impact you the same way as if they said, oh, I just killed my 2-year-old son. They purposely and knowingly ended the life of a human child. So yeah, basically ho's mad, which is always good, and Texas isn't murdering a lot of babies anymore. So I'm white-pilled, God is good, and yeah, I'll see you next time for my schizophrenic rant on modern America.